Hello, everybody. How's it going? Welcome in. Hope you're all having an absolutely splendid day today. Today we're going to be checking out a band called Godless Throne. We're going to be checking out their brand new song. Well, actually, it's not brand new, but whatever. Their most recent song, Damnation through Design. So, these guys are really interesting. They've been around since 2017. You could kind of call them, I don't want to say operatic or something like that, but it's death metal, but not brutal death metal or slamming brutal death metal. Like there's no like almost breakdowns or anything like that. You know, like when it gets heavier, it kind of just goes on to kind of like a more kind of riff heavy chugging section type stuff. You know, there's no core elements as far as I'm concerned anyway. And the vocals are really, really nice and varied, but they've got a kind of almost Cradle of Filth quality to them. Sorry if I've just really offended anyone out there, including the band. But they've got a kind of it kind of sounds like a voice that would be narrating on like an RPG or some kind of like a medieval fantasy movie or something like that. So there's no like tunnel throats, or not many tunnel throats and stuff, and a lot of the mid range and the screams are kind of it's just different. It's just different, and I really, really like it. And their most recent single, the one before this, Scourge and Death, has one of the biggest, catchiest sounding choruses I've heard for a very, very long time. It even has some female vocals that wouldn't sound out of place on like a Nightwish song or something like that, but the song manages to still be really heavy and have like, you know, very techy, lots of intricate parts to it and stuff. They're a very, very interesting band. I've listened to everything they've got on Spotify. I don't know if they've probably got some more obscure stuff on their Bandcamp or so on and so forth, but very intriguing stuff. Very, very intriguing. So it'll be interesting to hear what Damnation through Design is going to sound like. So how about we go and check it out? Let's do it. Let's go. Let's see what these guys have got. And I'll tell you what's going to be a good idea. Headphones. Okie dokie. Damnation through Design. No. Where are you? You guys are over there. Godless Throne. New single. Damnation through Design. Let's see what these boys have got in store. Let me just make sure that's not in 4K, because my little setup will not be able to handle that shit. Okay, let's go. See what I mean about the heavy? Those are some unique screams right there. This fucking slaps, dude. That sounds like a Danny Filth bit there. This goes on for 7 minutes. Oh fucking hell, oh my god. How fucking cool is this? You see what I mean? It's like narration. Oh. If I had the space to be windmill headbanging, my neck would be coming out of the socket right now. Jesus. All right. Okie dokie. All right. Godless Throne. Damnation through design. Fucking hell, that was good. Oh my lord. Where do we start? Where do we start? Well, strap yourselves in, my friends, because we're gonna be here for a little while because there's quite a lot to talk about there. Okay, so right. They reminded me a lot of a band. Now, I'm gonna make sure I get these guys. A Night in the Abyss. There's been a few times that I've called these guys Night on the Abyss, and I've been getting band names and song names wrong recently, and it annoys me a lot more than it annoys anybody else, I would imagine. So whatever, basically. So yeah, it really reminded me of A Night in the Abyss. Um, it managed it. Where do we start with this? So okay, so first of all, if I was to mute that music video and just you just watched it without any sound, you wouldn't imagine that it sounds like that. Definitely not. That you would kind of think that would kind of sound like just like your kind of like standard, possibly really really good, but kind of standard deathcore track, or maybe kind of like technical death metal or something like that. You wouldn't expect that lead singer to sound like that either. You would expect it to be fucking tunnel throat, guttural gargle city with that dude, just because of how he looks. He's fucking jacked up and all that type of shit. Never judge a book by its cover, I guess. But no, you would not guess it looked like that. Maybe I'm not as well informed as I think I am when it comes to this type of music, but that is definitely one of the best uses of kind of opera epic sounding female vocals I've heard in a kind of heavier song for, I mean, I think possibly ever, really, like legitimately. You just don't hear it that often, and when you do, it just doesn't sound like that. It complemented the heaviness so well, and it was put in such a beautiful way, and they were quality vocals as well. Like they really really were. It was 7 minutes long, but without ever sounding, without ever kind of overstaying its welcome. Do you know what I mean? Like without ever becoming like pretentious and just a little bit wanky, basically. You know, like 7 minutes, but they kind of just repeat the same thing over and over again. That was not the case here. There was some really really nice technical parts towards the beginning and the end. There was these little guitar licks that were just, it just sounded so good. It changed tempo many times as well. Like there was some points where I thought, oh, are they going to do a breakdown? Are they going to go a little bit like, down tune, down tempo, kind of like, like is it going to sound a little bit more like kind of, distant and stuff like that? But it never actually did. It slowed down and managed to be really menacing, but without having to use any of the kind of like standard, like, guttural vocals and like, just kind of a breakdown that takes about, half an hour pause between notes. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. And there was a couple of times where it was just insanely catchy, but just really, really heavy at the same time. I think it was mainly because of how fucking well produced the song was, especially the double bass. Everything just sat kind of just like perfectly where it was supposed to be in the mix. And the vocals were unique. They were powerful. They were varied, but they were varied in a way that like Dickie Allen's vocals are really varied. Devon from Worm Shepherd, shout out to Worm Shepherd. If you don't know now, you know. Those guys are great vocalists, obviously. Two of the best in the game, in my opinion. You know what I mean? And then you've got Will Ramos as well, that's just came out with a new, he's now doing this thing for Lorna Shore. You know what I mean? These guys are all really talented. But this guy, there was just something different about the highs and the lows and the bits that almost sounded like he was just voice acting. He was kind of just, like he was, like it was like some kind of demon mage telling a story about some lost land or something like that. It had this kind of fantasy vibe to it. And there was some parts as well where the lows sounded really, really like Danny Filth from Danny Filth from Cradle of Filth. I don't know if they're gonna appreciate that comparison. I apologize, but that's what I heard. Yeah, it was different. It was epic, really fucking epic. It was catchy. It was heavy. It's just absolutely overflowing with originality. I fucking loved that. Absolutely fucking loved that. I really don't, honestly don't have a bad word to say about that. Yeah, I mean, I liked their last song. Let me just make sure I get the name of it. I think it's Death and Scourge, or Scourge and Death, something like that. Hold on now. Godless Throne, Scourge and Death. Yeah, all the same things that made that song were put into this song. The beautiful female vocals and the lack of kind of cliched heaviness and cliched and vocals. But they just expanded it so well. Yeah, not trying to get too hyperbolic, but that's definitely one of the better songs I've heard this year. And criminally enough, this came out May 26th, 2021. It was on they released it themselves. Let me just go and like that actually. They released it themselves, just Godless Throne, YouTube, blah 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 blah, and it's only got 824 views. I don't know in what universe is it fair that a song that's that good and the video's that well shot and it's that well mixed and played and all that has over under 1,000 views. That I'm not having that. I am not having that at all. Let's at least try and get it to 4 figures, right? Let's at least try that. Can we do that, guys? Can we, everyone that liked the song, can you just go on and listen to it 10 or 20 times? Can we get it to 1,000 views? Fucking love to get it to 1,000 views. That would be great. Just the fact that song's in the hundreds. No, I'm not. No. I'm not having it. I'm not having it. Not happy. Yeah, without a doubt, one of the freshest, coolest sounding songs that I've heard this year, and quite honestly for a really, really long time. I fucking loved every single second of that. So. Down below, their YouTube channel, their Instagram, their Facebook, their whatever, Spotify, Apple Music, merch store, it's all going to be down there. You guys know what to do at this point. Click on all the links, press all the buttons, subscribe, play it to, turn the speakers up loud, play it out of your window to passers by, play it to your dog, share it, just so on and so forth. Just really, really try and get the word out as much as possible, because these guys just deserve to blow up in a massive way. So yeah, so one more time, Godless Throne, Damnation through Design, fucking stunning. Let's do what we can to help these guys, because I want to hear more stuff from them. Thank you very much for joining me. Take it easy, stay safe out there, and I will see you lovely people on the next one. Later.